Troubled and puzzled and scorned by your love. Tell it all. Tell it all. Tell it all.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santas Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Hart. At the Staples Center, where the Clippers will try to turn it up on their home floor. Take a look at the Nuggets. Let's check out Denver's starting lineup, presented by... Fareed and JaVale McGee, they're inside. Lawson out there with Iguodala, and it's Chandler in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, Griffin at the 4 and Jordan at the 5. Crawford out there with Chris Paul, and it's Barnes in at the 3. And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points in the ballgame. And the dunk by Jordan.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
You know, the Clippers had an excellent season a year ago. They really revamped their roster. They added Chris Paul. Obviously, the development of Blake Griffin was a major factor as well. And one thing they did a nice job of was winning at home. They controlled the floor at Staples Center.
Here's Griffin, and an emphatic dunk.
Look at that effort. Does he set a great example out there or what?
On plays like that, he does. Sure, what work on the offensive glass we see with him.
Yeah, that was awesome. Put back with the slam. Are you kidding me?
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Now we're cooking with gas, partner. My goodness.
Yeah, a breathtaking display of aerial supremacy, no doubt.
It's almost unfair, guys. I mean, when you can get up that high, that's crazy.
Paul kicks to Crawford, fires the 3. Here's Griffin, and he lays it straight in. Griffin's got his second basket.
And a really poor job boxing out there, guys. A momentary lapse in concentration, I think. You know, the Clippers organization owes everything to Blake Griffin because obviously they were fortunate to win the lottery and pick him, but because of Griffin, Clippers were able to get Chris Paul.
How about that basketball, man?
Beautiful.
Wow. added hang time right there.
Yeah, letting himself down easy, it looks like.
Soft landing.
Yeah, a little better for the knees, so I don't blame him.
And then Iguodala with the dunk.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played, inside. I mean, if you can go over the top like that, you've got a great advantage.
Paul passes to Jordan. Back to Paul. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Crawford with the ball. Now Lawson defending. Bunny shot. Again, the Clippers.
Vinny Del Negro now in his 5th season as an NBA coach. He spent 2 years coaching in Chicago, now in his 3rd year with the LA Clippers.
Well, I tell you what, that is a lot harder than it appears. You got to get your body angle just right to shield you from the defense.
Ball outside. Gives him the lead pass. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Paul. And it's 6 points for Blake Griffin. Well, and going back to Coach Vinny Del Negro, 14-year playing career, 12 in the NBA, played a couple years in Italy. His best NBA year, Steve, with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, Vinny was an excellent shooter, particularly in the mid-range. Loved to come off low screens along the baseline, curl into the lane, he'd shoot over the top of the defense. Had a good feel for the game, could run the floor a little bit. So a nice, solid player in the NBA, and then has turned into a good coach as well.
Crawford dishes to Jordan. Kicks it out to Paul. Shot clock at 3. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Crawford. Puts up a 3. No luck. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Bobcats.
Yeah, it seemed to me their three-point shooting was their own worst enemy in that game, Clark. I mean, even their wide-open looks weren't falling.
Yeah, and I'm sure when they think back on that game, Steve, their main regret is going to be that they didn't get away from the three-point shot early on. They kept going to it.
So for the Clippers, Robin Lopez is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Randolph comes in for Blake Griffin. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Big group substitution here for Denver. Mozgov, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. Alinari comes in for Kenneth Faried. Matt Barnes is checked in for Wilson Chandler. And Andre Miller is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for the Clippers. The Nuggets also changing it up. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Barnes. And Corey Brewer's subbed in for Andre Iguodala. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Now here's Paul. Tight defense on him. Williams. Three-pointer. Gallinari with the rebound. And now in transition is Brewer. Here we go. Back to Gallinari. Over Lopez. And it's Gallinari missing.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Paul with the ball, and it's Miller picking him up. The Clippers shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
16 seconds left to play here in the first. Lawson drives in. Crawford with the rebound.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense. You know, for a player with his explosiveness, that was ATM time. Cash money, the easy way.
Yeah, that kind of defense is not going to cut it against him.
Cash money. I like that, Clark.
And a good game so far as we conclude the
13, 14.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And from what we've been watching, guys, with the Nuggets, what are you seeing out there?
Just the start they wanted to this game. Solid offense. They got good ball movement. Established a nice rhythm.
Yeah, not stagnant at all. Free-flowing and fluid at the offensive end.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul is out there with Crawford. Then it's Randolph. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot.
You know, guys, I thought one of the most interesting trades that occurred last year was Denver sending Nene to Washington for JaVale McGee, because the Nuggets had just signed Nene to a big deal in free agency over the summer. So a little bit of a change of heart there.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, there's no doubting the Clippers' Chris Paul is one of the most competitive players in the NBA. He said, I'm two totally different people. I'm one person on the court and a whole nother person off the court. The thing that I bring every night that I play is my will to win. I hate to lose more than I like to win. I'm always going to compete. You can say it's because I was small as a kid growing up. You could say it's because I was the little brother growing up. I've just always had that edge. Kev, what a tough competitor.
He certainly is. Thanks, Doris.
Well, you can see that desire on the court. He's so focused.
Lawson from outside, and the shot is good. Lawson's got 5 points so far. Well, you look back at the reasons the Nuggets traded Nene and made that move. I think they just felt Clark, he wasn't quite living up to the contract.
You know what? It was definitely an interesting move to have such a quick change of heart after signing him to a pretty lengthy deal in free agency, Kevin, but it seemed to work out for him as JaVale McGee was a better fit for their style of play and really helped them down the stretch.
And let's see now which shooting guards have been on target the most over the last 10 games. Andre Iguodala, number 1. Second, Jamal Crawford. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Robin Lopez is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Griffin comes in for Anthony Randolph. Ryan Anderson is checked in for Barnes. And Lewis Williams subbed in for Chris Paul. Williams kicks to Griffin. Anderson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Offensive rebound. Tries again. Crawford in strong with the one-handed jam.
You know, that kind of play will get you some brownie points with your coach, no doubt.
And with your fans too, Clark, got a big dunk like that.
And even with the announcers.
Oh, yeah!
We all love it.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And a switcher also for Denver. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Matt Barnes.
Kevin, let's see how the Clippers have performed over the last few weeks. First in assists, first in three-point field goal percentage. And they're the number 2 scoring team in the league. This is a well-balanced, well-oiled offensive machine.
Yeah, and the one thing that really jumps out at me when you talk about all these stats, Clark, is the assists. And this is a team that has been very unselfish. They're sharing the ball, they're moving, they're really getting a good flow to their offense. And as a result, they're finding pretty high percentage shots almost every possession. Well, Brewer, a member of the 2-time champion Florida Gators team in college. He's a guy, Kevin, who's a scrapper. He's going to get out, chase down loose balls, offensive rebounds, run the wing, score. In transition. Just a nice utility player for your team.
Yeah, Steve, he's a real glue guy who focuses on the hustle plays that help you win. Rangy frame, allowing him to affect plays, good lunger, times his defense well. I like everything about his game on that end of the floor.
Well, when you think of Blake Griffin, you immediately think of the spectacular dunks, but I'm so impressed with his ability both as a ball handler and a passer. When he attracts those double teams down on the block, he really knows how to find his teammates.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for the Nuggets. Lawson comes in for Andre Miller. Iguodala with it. Guarded now by Randolph. From downtown. Here's McGee. Good.
Well, that's what he does. He's going to fight and battle on the offensive glass all night.
The Clippers in the lead. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And in that game, Kevin, they found a lot of ways to exploit that defense and then just took it to them.
Yeah, it was simple. Real simple. Nothing fancy there. Everything plain and well executed, Steve. And, Steve, you mentioned Blake Griffin's impressive ball skills, whether handling or passing the ball. I mean, the shooting touch remains that missing ingredient. That part of his game he has to continue to improve on, whether it's the mid-range shot or the free throw. I mean, once he gets that narrowed down and locked in, I mean, the rest of the league is in major trouble.
And the Clippers making a switch.
Oh! That was wicked! Every jaw in this arena just went to the ground.
And they're going to stay that way for a while, I think. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
what
boy.
a play.
Stunning stuff, guys. That was incredible.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Williams passes to Crawford. Back to Williams. Good on the triple. And the Clippers lead by 4.
Well, with the Clippers, the nickname Lob City caught on pretty quickly, and it was based on 3 guys, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. And it was a great nickname, well justified, because there were so many alley-oop passes from Paul to those 2 big men, and it made for highly entertaining basketball.
Going back to the Clippers, you know, you talk about guys who are meant to connect on alley-oops, and it's hard to think of, Clark, at least in my mind, any tandem better than Paul and Griffin.
DeAndre Jordan as well, and even some of the other guards got into the act too, so people expected big things from the Clippers in terms of highlights last year, and they didn't disappoint. They delivered in a big way.
Lawson kicks to McGee. Barnes grabs the miss. Clippers leading by 6. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like a clinic out there, guys. This is exactly how you attack a defense. Move the ball, sharp cuts, really a nice pace to their offense.
Lawson drives in, looking to end the run. Gets the bucket. Lawson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
And the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Well, they've increased their trips to the line this quarter.
Yeah, getting free throws, I mean, a great way to slow the game down, get your defense set up, and find easy points.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Lopez comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Anderson in for Barnes. Deep 2 from Crawford. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Miller. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's Brewer. That 3 off the mark. And so we wrap up the first half. Clipper. The second half just about to get going here.
Good game for Jamal Crawford. He's got 11 points, and he's hit a trio of 3-pointers to give himself 9 points from downtown.
He's doing his best to stretch this defense out, and this long-range outburst, that bodes well for this club.
Taking a look at the Nuggets. Kenneth Faried and JaVale McGee, they're inside. Lawson out there with Iguodala, and it's Chandler in at the small forward position.
Boy, Chris Paul is such a joy to watch. A technician offensively, if you will. Always alert, ever in control. And he typically exploits whatever mistakes the defense makes.
That's all the space he needs, guys. He'll make you pay every time if you give him that shot.
Clippers leading by 8. Crawford outside. Crawford left side. Jordan passes it to Paul. Crawford dishes to Paul. Just 4 to shoot. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And let's go quickly to the 2K leaderboard to see the ratings of the best passing two guards in basketball. Andre Iguodala, number 1.
And with his skill as a distributor, he'd probably be just as comfortable at the point guard position as he is at his own spot if they had to put him there.
Well, sometimes that need does arise, Steve, so they just plug him into that spot here and there. Certainly gives them some flexibility having him around.
Got a piece of it. And Fareed kicks to Iguodala. Stuffs it through.
Rock that rim. Gotta love that enthusiasm, folks.
Not only Clark did he rock the rim, he decided to hang around a bit for that one too. I love it.
What a finish. That was just gorgeous.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Well, we talk about Chris Paul, one of the premier ball handlers in the league, and Steve, he can get anywhere he wants to on the court.
Yeah, and that's because of his incredible strength, Kevin. It's very deceiving. Paul doesn't look like the biggest guy, but he's really, really strong. And so all he has to do is get just a step by his defender, and then he's got the strength to hold him off and then create enough space to knock down that shot. Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
I think Denver fared better than most people thought they would last year. They had a lot of injuries, a lot of turmoil, players going to China during the lockout. But, you know, they didn't play that well against their Western Conference opponents, and I think that was a disappointment for George Karl.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And for the Nuggets, Steve, they finished at 22 and 26 within the Western Conference. Not exactly what they had hoped for at, Clark, the start of the season.
Yeah, they did make the playoffs, though, Kevin, but actually had the worst in-conference record of any team playing in the postseason throughout the league, both East and Western Conference considered.
Clippers leading by 5. Crawford kicks to Paul. Paul gets a screen from Barnes. Back to Crawford. Three-pointer. Denver grabs the miss. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team. The shot's good from Lawson.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
Paul with the ball, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Pass to Crawford. And the pass to Jordan.